So neither of you consider yourself a dominatrix, but you squeeze humans and lemon and watermelons between your legs and crush them for money, and you whip people and wear latex sometimes for money. So how does this work? How do you find these clients? Like somebody signs up for your $19 a month OnlyFans and like starts building a relationship, and then they're like, hey, for $1,500, I'd really like you to choke me out with your thighs.
No, I have a website.
Oh, what's the website?
SheenaWrestler.com.
Okay, we're going to put that. SheenaWrestling.com?
SheenaWrestler.com.
SheenaWrestler.com. Okay, we're going to get all their social media, Chris, before they go. But how has that worked for you? Like, how do people find you for this?
There's a couple of central websites that are out there. It's still very low, you know.
If
low
they
ground.
they're going to find it.
They're going to know where it is.
They'll find it.
They know where it is.
They'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like some off-the-grid fetish clubs in Vegas that I've heard of. I've not been to, of course, but like
we're probably working at one tomorrow night.
Yes,
you know stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline. I've heard about a couple places where I'm like, oh, that shit really exists.
Actually, you're familiar for me. Didn't you book me like 2 years ago?
It all comes out. It all comes out.
Now it all makes sense.
It's not the template.
Yeah, luckily my wife doesn't watch the podcast.
I'm kidding.
So.
I'm kidding, wifey. I never saw it. What's your name?
Although I think couples is like a new market for me, because I did this for like 4 years and then took 6 years off because I started working with teenagers and then built girl clothing, and then I got back into it because I wasn't taking a paycheck from girl.
Yeah.
And
hey, tell us about Girl Power, by the way. Girl clothing.
Yeah, it's a
GRRL.
3 R's.
3 R's.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. Ooh, you said that right. You could be a voiceover actor. It's athletic. I hate clothing. It's not my thing, but we make athletic apparel for women for all sizes. So we go all the way up to like the equivalent of a 7X down to an XS, and we use athletes' names and body types because women are generally, want to be smaller. And growing up, I wanted to be Kate Moss. I wanted to have a thigh gap. And I was
you're never going to look like Kate Moss.
My fucking forearm is the size of her leg. But it was the late 80s, early 90s, and that's what I equated. I mean, ultimately, it was from growing up with an alcoholic parent, right? That's where the root is. But what the surface level was me trying to control my body and thinking that was what was going to cause me worthiness and so on and so forth. And so I went straight to meth my senior year of high school as the Associated Student Body President, started the first girls golf team, forgot to mention golf, was in a Christian rock band. I could go on and on.
And went to meth.
Went straight to meth and did that. And then by the age of 21, had been, sexually assaulted, eating disorders, diagnosed with depression, and was a full-blown drug addict and alcoholic and in rehab at 21. And that was all driving force because I wanted to be skinny. So in creating this brand, because prior to that, it was a program for teenage girls called Camp Confidence, because I wanted to teach them everything I wish we were taught in school, like how to be fucking happy, self-defense, how to shake a hand and say no and feel good about it. Because prior to that, my husband was the CEO of a national rugby team, and I had just come out of the industry, and I had a clip store on clips for sale, not clit, clips for sale.
What are clips?
So clips.
What is clips for sale?
Yeah, it's not a real thing. So clips for sale, right?
You know that there is like not OnlyFans, OnlyFeet.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, you really know more stuff.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
Only
know
because
either.
we interviewed a girl named Lacey who does OnlyFans, and she's like, yeah, feet are like a big
huge.
thing.
It's super huge.
And then she's the one that told me about the financial dominance of like people paying her $50 a day to send her a new dick pic every day from a different angle for her to shit on them about how ugly their dick is. And I was like,
wild.
That's wild. Somebody's giving you $1,500 a month to insult their dick. She's like, yeah, multiple people are.
It's absurd.
No, you know why they pay? Because at least they get respond. At least they get respond. Usually women ignoring dick pictures because it doesn't work on that. No, it doesn't work on that way. Like guy get the pussy pictures like, oh, I love it. We are like, what the fuck is fucking gross? So we delete.
Dicks are pretty gross.
And if they pay, can I get some response? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'd look at dick pics for money.
Right?
What do I care?
Fuck it.
I mean, market's slow right now. But
answer
anyway,
your question.
Yeah.
Clips for sale was like prior to OnlyFans. So you'd load video clips of all sorts of different fetishes. And one of the biggest ones is mixed wrestling, women and men wrestling. And so anyways, had content on there, nothing that was like topless even. It was like me, you know, beating men arm wrestling and laughing at him because humiliation is a big thing. And then a reporter found that. And so guilt by association, they wrote a headline that said CEO hires ex-fetish porn star wife to train the under 20s, because he brought me on to train the rugby 18s. And so this headline got syndicated around the world. I mean, it was New Zealand, India, Denmark, fucking all over. And I'm like, how is this news? Like, this is not, it's not true. Like, I'm not a porn star. Like, to me, a porn star is taking dicks in the ass and all the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Traditional stuff.
Yeah. Like, what the, I missed that paycheck. But anyway, go on. And I had applied with Big Brother, Big Sister the day before this story broke, because I wanted to mentor a teenage girl. So all this shit blew up and the media just had a heyday with me. And then from there I said, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to start my own program ran by people who've been there and done that. And that's where Camp Confidence came from. And then we did that for a few years, and it burnt me out working with these teenage girls, because they're literally cutting themselves. Cutting their fucking skin because they think they're ugly and disgusting, and they're 13, 14, 15. And I'm like, you're our future leaders. And I'd sit them down and I'd be like, look the fuck here. Like, have you ever heard of Malala, who got shot in the fucking head because she didn't want to get off the bus? You know, or watch the stoning of Soraya M., this woman who got accused of adultery, put in her wedding gown, buried up to her waist because her husband wanted a new fucking wife. And
stoned her to death.
Yeah, and her father is the first one to throw rocks at her, stoned her to death. Like, pull your head out of your ass. Like, let's, like she's saying, you know what I mean? Like, we've lost our way. Like, what's become important and what we've fucking, like, social media has destroyed us. Great things have come. Look, 3 of us are sitting here.
Right.
We wouldn't have met without it. Do you know what I mean? There's pros and cons to everything in life, just like with everything that's going on around in every possible scenario in the world right now, I suppose. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a fine line we walk, but we would love to recruit more women to understand that you guys don't give a fuck what cellulite you see when we're bent over. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit that women sit and obsess about, it's really not an issue for the other half of the population. And, you know, we get so stuck in this imprisonment of like not good enough. And it's like, you could be training your body, training your mind, and knowing that whatever you hate about your body, go look up fucking saggy tits on Pornhub. You'll find pages and pages of it, of porn. Like, people, whatever you hate about yourself, people are out there looking for it, you know? And that it's okay for men to come and to be on the other side of the coin, and you can still be, you know, be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and yet come and submit to a strong woman. Like, gender dynamics can be complicated, but they don't need to be that complicated.
I would say pretty complicated if a guy's paying to have their breath choked out of them by your thighs. So, like, I know you have girl power, and you're, I only bring this up because you're very, very vulnerable on your social media, that you guys have been looking for funding for girl power, and it's pissing you off. And you know you have this $1 million brand, and you just need some growth money. And so I've got to ask, like, with social media, OnlyFans, this kind of random shit that you guys do, is it carving out a living for you guys? Or is it like just some...
I just started like a month ago.
Okay.
The OnlyFans.
Yeah. We both had it, but we weren't publicly advertising it.
Now I do it.
Now we're like, fuck it. And I think it's empowering.
This is what is me.
Yeah.
You know, and like Kourtney said too, not everything was on our decision that we get here, but the life bring us to some experience and circumstances, so we landed here.
Yeah.
And we have to accept and love our past, our struggles, our traumas. And actually, I'm grateful for all of them that I become this, you know. And this is what it is. And from this, look what she built up. She has her huge brand, you know. She's a leader. She's inspiring so many people. She stand up for them, you know.
And I was your age when I started, so you're about to take off, baby girl.